James Bond's journey does not begin with elegance or charm. It begins in darkness, violence, and moral compromise. Before he becomes the legendary 007, he must earn his license to kill through 2 sanctioned assassinations. The first is a cold, calculated execution in a grim bathroom, where Bond learns that killing a man up close is nothing like pulling a trigger from a distance. The second is messier, chaotic, and reveals Bond's raw nature. These moments strip away any illusion of heroism and establish a man still learning who he is in a brutal world. With his 00 status confirmed, Bond is unleashed into the field under the watchful eye of M, who doubts his recklessness but recognizes his potential. Bond quickly uncovers a network of terrorism financing linked to a private banker named Le Chiffre. Le Chiffre is not a fighter or a soldier, he is a mathematician, a strategist, and a gambler who manages money for extremists and criminal organizations. When Bond sabotages one of Le Chiffre's investments involving a terrorist attack, millions are lost, and Le Chiffre becomes a hunted man. Desperate to recover the stolen funds and save his own life, Le Chiffre organizes a high-stakes Texas Hold'em poker tournament at Casino Royale in Montenegro. The buy-in is enormous, and the winner will walk away with enough money to control global criminal operations. MI6 realizes that if Le Chiffre loses, his clients will destroy him. Bond's mission is simple but deadly: beat Le Chiffre at his own game. To keep Bond under control, the British Treasury assigns Vesper Lynd to manage the government's money. From their first meeting, their relationship is electric and combative. Vesper sees through Bond's arrogance and calls him out as a blunt instrument shaped by violence. Bond, intrigued and irritated, fires back with sharp wit. Beneath the verbal sparring lies mutual curiosity and unspoken attraction. Their journey toward Montenegro is anything but safe. Bond survives an assassination attempt at an airport involving a massive explosion, proving that Le Chiffre's reach is vast. Every encounter reinforces the danger of the mission and the reality that Bond is being tested not only as a spy, but as a man. At Casino Royale, the poker tournament begins in an atmosphere of luxury masking lethal intent. Around the table sit powerful figures from across the world, each guarding secrets behind calm expressions. Bond reads his opponents like open books, using psychology as much as probability. Le Chiffre, visibly strained but still brilliant, fights back with ruthless precision. Each hand feels like a battle where one wrong move could mean death. Vesper watches Bond carefully. She sees his confidence, but also his recklessness. As the game progresses, Bond starts to show cracks in his armor. Between games, he and Vesper share moments that reveal deeper emotions. Bond admits he is tired of the constant danger, and Vesper confesses her fear of losing herself in a world ruled by corruption and violence. Midway through the tournament, Bond is poisoned by Le Chiffre's operatives. Fighting for his life, he stumbles away from the table and nearly collapses. Using sheer determination and improvised medical treatment, Bond survives. The experience humbles him. When he returns to the game, bruised but focused, he is no longer playing to impress, he is playing to survive. Le Chiffre grows increasingly desperate as Bond gains the upper hand. When the final hand is dealt, Bond's calm confidence contrasts sharply with Le Chiffre's unraveling composure. In a stunning finish, Bond wins the tournament, bankrupting Le Chiffre and sealing his fate. The victory, however, is short-lived. Le Chiffre captures Bond and subjects him to brutal torture, aiming to extract the location of the poker winnings. Stripped of dignity and enduring unbearable pain, Bond refuses to give in. Even in agony, he mocks Le Chiffre, demonstrating that his will is unbreakable. The torture ends suddenly when Le Chiffre is executed by his own shadowy allies, discarded for his failure. Bond awakens in recovery, surprised to find Vesper by his side. Their bond deepens through shared trauma and vulnerability. For the first time, Bond considers a life beyond espionage. He resigns from MI6, choosing love over duty, and retreats with Vesper to a peaceful seaside town. For a brief moment, Bond experiences happiness. He lowers his guard, trusts fully, and imagines a future free from violence. But the illusion shatters when he discovers the poker winnings have been stolen. Evidence points to Vesper. The betrayal cuts deeper than any wound Bond has suffered. Bond confronts Vesper, uncovering the truth. She was manipulated and threatened by a mysterious organization far larger than Le Chiffre. Her love for Bond was real, but fear and coercion controlled her actions. Overcome by guilt and despair, Vesper attempts to escape with the stolen money, hoping to save Bond from the consequences. In a tragic climax, Bond races to save her, but arrives too late. Trapped and overwhelmed, Vesper chooses death over a life of lies. Bond watches helplessly as the woman he loves slips away, taking with her the last piece of his innocence. Returning to MI6, Bond is no longer the reckless agent who began the mission. He is colder, sharper, and emotionally armored. Love has proven to be his greatest vulnerability. As he confronts a new enemy connected to the larger conspiracy, Bond fully embraces his identity. With calm confidence and lethal precision, he introduces himself one final time, not as a man searching for purpose, but as a legend fully formed.